I am in hell.
I love that intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the best picture movie review show hosted by the person who's now seen entirely way too many of them. My name is Alec, and today, someone quits the show. With me, but also somehow standing alone, Jack Pinchuk. Hi, buddy. Also joining us, hoping to prevent the massacre, it's Matthew Chen.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, Spence is gone.
Spence is gone?
Yep.
Okay, then we're gonna keep going there. Here to destroy Jack Pinchuk, it's Caleb Coho.
Let's talk about Cavalcade again, boys.
Oh boy! Was that the boop of Adelaide being back?
Yes, it was the boop of Adelaide.
All right, then we'll do Adelaide's intro.
I was on the wrong device. You didn't even tell us that you were starting the show.
And here to spit a thesis on behalf of the proletariat masses,
You didn't.
Adelaide
I
Spence.
put the graphic up way earlier.
I was on Minecraft. I wasn't paying attention to your dumb
That sounds
shit,
like
Jack.
a you problem for playing Minecraft when we're about
This
to
whole
do a
episode
show.
will be a you problem, Jack.
This week, we watched How Green Was My Valley, and if you could not tell, we are of several different minds about it.
No, we're of four minds and Jack's alone. We're of
We're
four
of
minds and
several
Jack's
different
alone.
minds, because we are several of us. It's just some of us happen to agree, and then there's Jack. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone, and welcome to Picture This, the show that I still somewhat have control over. I swear to God.
Anarchy.
That's not even a. Okay. Yeah, we watched a movie. It was How Green Was My Valley. I watched Citizen Kane. That was fine, I guess. This is gonna be a weird episode. There's probably gonna be a lot of yelling. I'm already yelling. I'm already yelling. The point is, we watched a movie, and we are of we are a divided opinion. There's like this corner, and then there's the rest of us. But to tell us about How Green Was My Valley, every time I say it, I want to say How Gay Was My Valley, and I know that's not right. It's like a conceit. It's like a concerned, like a very like saturated effort. Here to tell us about How Green Was My Valley, no doubt pulling up a 13-part Wikipedia summary that is not helpful in terms of listing off what this movie is actually about. Caleb Go, I think he has the look on his face of like, I have to do this movie now.
Yeah, see.
But I mean, okay. Do you want?
All right, here we go. I got it. You know what? I got it. We're good. Let's. All right, fuck it. The year is entirely too long ago, and I wish they all died of black lung before the movie started, because these coal miners have no daughters and no sissy SpaceX. This show sucks. Look, so we get into this shit, and there's this guy named Huey Hua.
It's Hugh, spelled
It's
H-U-W.
It's Roddy McDowell from the Planet of the Apes, and he is entirely named after testicular diseases. It's the sound you make when you cough up a lung. That's they said achoo and bless you, and that was his name. So look, he's I don't fucking know. He's walking home with his dad to meet family, and we meet all the people, and it's all these people I don't give a shit about. His dad's name is Gwillem, and that guy won the Oscar. Anyway, they live in this town. They mine. Everyone loves each other. People just walk into the house singing shit. I don't know. Shit kind of happens for 20 minutes where you're like, what's the point? What's happening?
It like switches from like character to character.
Yeah, you just kind of meet all these people that have so many names that you don't care, like Ivor and Bronwyn and Mr. Gruffid, and I don't fucking know.
I hope you
Anyway,
like
the
names
mine
from-
owner is like, hey, y'all aren't getting paid as much. And so they're like, we're going to strike. And Gwillem is like, no, we can't unionize. That's anti-capitalist. And the kids are like, fuck capitalism. Let's be fascists. And so then that shit happens for about 20 minutes. And then the kids and the dad make up, but all the miners lost their jobs. There's like a romantic subplot. Oh yeah, and then he goes. Then we're like, see, here's the thing. At this point, I've said all this. It takes me like 15 minutes to tell you this, right? This is like half the movie that's already gone by. Because then we get to the kid, and he wants to go to school, and his family's like, you can go to school. And he gets his shit rocked in one of the worst choreographed fight scenes in movie history.
Yeah.
They're not even getting close to connecting punches. They're just like swinging in the air, and then people are like, it's like watching Batman 66 fights, but like without the bam boom biffs. And that makes it entirely less fun. And then he has two people from his family come and beat the shit out of his teacher. And they teach him how to box, and he beats the shit out of his bully. But he boxes like this. Like, just arm all the way out. I imagine it's the way Jack Pinchuk was taught how to fight. And that's why he never won a single one. Including today. Anyway. A bitch dies in a mining accident. I think his name was Ivor. Igor, Ivor, I don't care. Hugh goes to school, but he turns it down to go work in the mines, and his dad's like, you're a fucking moron, and he's like, I know. And then the girl that we've been talking about for like half the movie that's kind of just been in and out of this relationship, I think she cheats on her husband because she's not happy, and then the church comes together to ban her or something, and then they all storm out of town.
People think she's getting a divorce because she's sleeping with the priest. She's not sleeping with the
He's
priest,
not.
but everyone
say
thinks
she was sleeping with the priest.
No. That's what people in town think. She's getting a
Oh.
divorce because she's sleeping with like the priest, and he's
I feel
like,
like a priest would be so bad in bed. Like, why would you want to do that?
he's like
I don't
kind
know.
of hot, but like not
Unless
that.
you're Fleabag, like, what's the point?
I
What's
wouldn't.
with Andrew Scott?
Sure.
Anyway, the mines collapse, as does my interest in this film.
It's
And
the shortest
um,
segment ever.
yeah.
I love it.
There's no plot. It's like Cavalcade. It's plotless. I can't.
But it's for Wales.
No, yeah, it's the Welsh version of Cavalcade. Nothing happens. Nothing matters. No one cares, and none of these characters are good. And I wish they all died 10 minutes in. We're just it's the editing of Cimarron with the plot of Cavalcade. We're just clipping through random scenes.
No, I don't know about that.
And then Hugh's dad dies. I have some I think somewhere.
There's another
Here's
mine
Hugo.
collapse.
Yeah,
There's another mine collapse.
There's so many mine collapses. There's so many mine collapses. And then the old Hugh is like, no one can die because How Green Was My Valley. The end. That's the movie. So let's do that. Let's just get the thing out of the way. Spencer or Jack, I guess, has a song to play for you this week.
Aww.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You're like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much.
Welcome to
The Sandy
Welcome
Candy.
Welcome to the podcast within a podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Coho. This is How Gay Was My Valley, the episode we have been waiting for since we started the podcast within a podcast. And what a disappointing entry this is
Bro,
going to
it
be.
is so straight. What the fuck?
This movie would be better if it had way more queers in it.
If it's minors. Like they're in the mine.
I don't
right?
like. I don't like
Sorry.
how that
I
These are
statement
yeah,
people
starts.
who mine. They're also crafters.
Okay, they're crafters. There you go.
You would think that, like, I don't know, they get bored down there. It's like, hey, I found a clump of coal in your ass. Like, there's something there, you know? But no.
Put a lump of coal in your ass.
It'll be a
Listen,
diamond
they
eventually.
use pitchforks all day.
Hey.
They should be good with their hands, but I guess not.
Right. There's so much potential here.
There's
And rather
also
than being-
priests. Of course, there should be gay people in this.
Bro, like, gay religion stories are some of the most hot things.
There's so
The
many
guilt?
ideas.
It's like Catholic guilt, but worse.
But bro, there's so many things happening in this movie.
But then
That you
nothing
could-
happens in this movie.
Nothing
Gay-
happens in this movie because everything happens in this movie. You could have had gay Russian communists and gay.
That's the plot of 1, 2,
priests.
3.
There's
That is a
so
way
many
better-
things that would have been. This movie would be better if it were gay. Make How
Yes.
Gay Was My Valley in 2022. Put this dead last. This is the straightest movie we've watched for this show, guaranteed.
Now, hang on a second. Okay, great. No, but actually, I think this movie started off and there's like potential. There's like a nice little scene of all the miners getting off of work and they all decide to do the natural thing and scrub down together. They are all just washing each other. They're washing themselves just in pure like open bliss of each other. You know, sometimes when we'll come by, give me that shirt. And then they'll be like, okay, fine, have your shirt, but I'm staying here with my bros. And then it just kind of, that energy just kind of leaves the movie forever. And I think, honestly, that's when we all kind of tuned out.
I want to point something out. This was when I was paying attention to the movie, and I don't remember it. So Jack's going to go on a tirade later in the episode about how, we're all wrong because we weren't paying attention during the movie. I was watching full here. And I couldn't remember that shit, Jack. Almost like this movie
sorry,
fucking
Spence.
sucks.
You paid attention
and has
for all
nothing
20
going
minutes
on.
and then started playing Pokemon. You're
I
playing
liked
nothing.
the first 20 minutes of this. I waited an hour to
then you
play
stopped
Pokemon
paying
because I'm
attention.
civilized. I waited an hour. Anyways, I'm fine putting the dead last as well.
Bring up the list.
Yeah, where's the list?
Well, I never.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I am absolutely fine putting this on the bottom because the more Jack's in pain this week, the better.
I need to see the list. I'm not just
Yeah.
going to condemn it because y'all are dorks and are mean to Jack. I need to see.
See how it ranks with the rest of the movies.
I mean, it's probably gayer than Cavalcade.
No, I'm fine putting it below Cavalcade.
I vote above Cavalcade and above
I'd stay above
I think Cavalcade's gayer.
Okay,
you're
votes
Cavalcade's
for
got an
above.
air being-
Votes for above Cavalcade. Let's do this. All right, votes for above Cimarron. Yeah, I don't know about that actually.
Right there.
Okay, so it takes the number 14 spot.
Barely
I
better
hate
than
this.
Cavalcade, which is actually accurate.
Well, you didn't have the votes for that one, fam. Oh, this is gonna be a salty episode. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Okay, so let's just honestly, we have to genuinely, we have to get this out of the way. So what we should do, Jack, if you could do me a favor and just take me out and Matthew, because I don't think we really want to be a part of this. I mean, I don't want to speak for Matthew, but I don't want to be a part of this. I think y'all should just have your guerrilla warfare now while I play Pokemon. Matthew, if you want to.
Hey, Matthew, is the Minecraft server still on? Because I was going to play Minecraft.
It's still up. Yeah, it's still up.
Why does it say King's
No,
People?
it's offline. I'll turn it on actually.
Okay.
So then y'all can just argue. I'll give y'all 20 minutes. I'll put 20 minutes
Bro,
on the clock.
Are you gonna go like take a shit or something? You can be back in like 5. It's fine.
No, I want to give everyone a chance to equally voice their opinions. It should, well, maybe. I mean, Matthew, are you in on this? Because that'll signal.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah,
modulate.
that sounds good.
Okay, so I will put 22 minutes,
God, you're such an old man. What the fuck?
and then take me out, and y'all can just argue for like a while.
Yo, gorillas are so funny though. Like actually. They're the
And
best.
you're on the clock. Go, 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 go,
Is
go, go.
Matthew
Fight,
going out
fight,
too?
That's
fight,
22
fight.
minutes. Bro, holy shit.
Yep.
I'm not gonna I don't even want to fight about this. I think Alex is over. Like,
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say,
it's just-
John Ford's a fucking hack.
yeah.
He's made one good move or two good movies I've seen.
No.
Grapes of Wrath and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Maybe.
Only two good movies I've
Maybe.
seen from John Ford. Informer's not great. This is worse than The Informer.
Stagecoach sucks. The Searchers
Stagecoach
is fine, overrated.
Stagecoach is fine. Yeah, like the thing is, this is just I'm sorry. I like came into this with the biggest open mind ever because I don't care for Citizen Kane. I was like, maybe this is better than Citizen Kane. And like within the first 30 minutes, I was like, this is not better than Citizen Kane. And I don't even like Citizen Kane. Like, I just was sitting there the whole time. Not even nearly that interesting. I think I cut out for a second. The family's not even nearly that interesting. The relationships, I wish I cared. I don't care. The guy who won Best Supporting Actor is fine, but like I haven't seen anyone else who's nominated, so I can't argue. But like, I don't know. It's not great. It's just this movie's bad. It's pretty bad.
There's like no good performances. None of the stories are even slightly compelling. It really just plods on with nothing to say. And I talked to Petrovich about this last night. I think this movie. I think I should rephrase. I think all movies at some point should have something to entertain you, not in the sense of big boom action blockbuster, something happening
Just
every second
plot.
kind of thing. It needs to have something to draw the viewers in and engage them in the storytelling. I don't think this film ever does that. And there was a point. I think it was like an hour and a half into the 2-hour movie where we were like, why wasn't this the plot? Why didn't it start here with like this? being
Two
the
different
inciting
times.
incident?
2 different times where we were like, oh man, if it's about a kid adjusting to school life in a family that isn't very educated, awesome. And we were like, if this is like about the entirely about like capitalism versus communism, that would also be very interesting. But
There is a
and the
different
merits
best-
of both, but no.
There's a different Best Picture winner that literally handles workers' rights, and it's better than this. I don't even like it much, and it's better than this fucking movie. Like there is a blueprint to how to tell this story, and it does not work. The engaging elements come so late in it that by that point, it's past its fucking prime. I think that engaging it we're not paying attention is a baseless and stupid fucking argument for a film that fundamentally doesn't know how to understand storytelling.
Go ahead,
Go
Matthew.
ahead, Jack. Your internet shit. You can say shit now.
So are you done? Like, am I able to talk without interruption? Because
Go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt you anymore. And when you're done,
I can't build a house.
I'm building a house again.
Prime example. Okay, here. I will say. I'm just gonna quickly do a brief imitation of Coho watching past the first 20 minutes of this movie. What's the plot?
That was me.
That's true. That was Spence. That wasn't me.
That was all
Okay,
you,
Jack.
Coho.
Jack, right now.
So we all look
you-
the same to you, Jack?
No. Jack,
All
this
the
is how I
same
know your
alley?
entire baseless opinion of this viewing is bullshit. You don't know who did what because you were high off your ass
Your
and couldn't
letterbox
answer any of our
review
questions.
literally goes against
Untrue.
you.
I
You
was-
quoted me.
You were high as a kite, dude. You couldn't tell
Spence,
anyone
just
what
because
was
you
happening.
said it the most doesn't mean you're the only one that said it.
I did. Hold on. I did
remember.
ask what the plot was, but I asked what the plot was after 20 minutes of sitting there
Fine,
and having
fine,
no idea
fine,
what we're doing.
fine. Maybe I exaggerated the amount of time it was
Definitely.
between when you said that. But you did say it nonetheless. Whatever.
I said it once.
If the lack of a plot is not your thing, fine. But there are elements of this movie to love, like the performances
with that.
from Donald Crisp, from Walter Pidgeon. Great performances. I love these characters. I love to just live in this town, to experience their highs, their lows, their hardships, and their joys. I love this story of this poor family and just their life in the small town, and this movie perfectly captures the feeling of a small town. Everyone is interconnected, and everyone has something to tell in this story. And I get invested in every single one of these characters. And the thing that I think this movie does really well is this movie feels like a memory, and I love that. I love those
I'll
type
give
of
you that.
movies.
It does do that.
And honestly, John Ford's direction adds so much to this movie. I think he absolutely deserved the Oscar for this. I think that Donald Crisp, while I probably would have given it to Walter Pidgeon, is a good winner. I think this is a very just enjoyable time. Not every movie needs to have a plot to be or to have not every movie needs to have things happening all the time to be an interesting story. Before Sunrise doesn't have much of a plot. You're just wandering around this city with these two people for 2 hours, and it's a good movie. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. You're just hanging out on this island with these two women.
Yeah, but that's not a good movie.
3 women, and that's
Fuck
a
you.
fantastic
Nope.
movie.
Anti-coho time. Anti-coho time. I'm getting the fuck away.
Listen, there are plotless movies that are
I'd agree with that.
incredible and regarded as some of the
I would
best
agree with
movies.
that.
And this should be up there as a great plotless movies, even though I think there's a lot going on in this movie that you just overlook.
No. It's not that I hold on. Just to jump in. I don't think that there isn't anything happening. I think there's so much happening that is inconsequential to the movie. Like there's so many things that make for a more interesting movie and make for something more interesting to say, but it doesn't want to do any of it. And so rather than give you a movie, like an actual movie, it gives you like a taste of like 6 different movies. And like, I don't really care for those. Like, I would agree that movies that don't have a plot can be great. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's not very much of a plot. Dazed and Confused is a great movie. Does not really have a plot. Like, I think that there are movies that don't have a huge plot, but the reason why they're great is because the world that you live in is great. I don't think the world that we live in here is good because I don't believe in any of the character relationships or characters. I don't like you when you say it's a great example of a small town, I push back on that because living in one, that's not the way that they do it, does not accurately represent small town life or who lives in one. Like y'all are gonna eye roll. Cars is perfect at that. Cars literally nails that.
Yeah, I mean,
to a
Anti-coho.
T.
Sorry. Yeah, you're on your own.
No, I'm not. But even if you don't like Cars, you can totally back up the part that Radiator
Whoa,
Springs
the light
totally
turned
feels that and
green.
fits that.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, like, I think when it comes to what you're looking for, movies have done what you think this movie does infinitely better in a way where this movie just doesn't succeed at any of the things it's trying for. To me, it feels a lot like Cavalcade. Like, genuinely feels a lot like Cavalcade, where there's so many things happening that are snapshots.
That argument.
But it's not. Hold on. I'm not wrong. There are so many things happening at such a fast clip that are so many small different pieces of other movies that are more interesting than the one I'm watching. It just flies through of like so many different things happening but I can't get invested in anything that you're showing me because I don't care. I don't have a relationship to the people that are going through it because you didn't give me the time to have that. So when the kid's fighting at school, if that had been the through line, make the kid really the through line where this is about the kid and everyone else. Like Belfast it. Just Belfast the movie. Make the kid the lead and everyone around him is an interesting, emotionally resonant character while all the same stuff can happen, but make me care about Roddy McDowall. But I don't, because the first instance of conflict I get from Roddy McDowall happens over an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, and it's already too late for me to establish a care for this kid at that point.
And the thing is, it starts with narration from the kid. So why didn't it
Yeah.
just go through his life?
Exactly.
I mean, the kid is the thing that is present in every plot point of the film. He is present at home when it's Donald Crisp and his sons arguing about the workers' strike. He's present in the relationship between the priest and I can't remember fucking.
Just because he's present though doesn't mean that he matters or impacts the scene.
So here's what I hear from Jack's opinions. I think this movie is absolutely fantastic. There's so many great things going on.
I'm right. Like that's a correct statement. I don't know why you're trying to meme on me.
No, make fun of Jack.
No,
Here's the thing. You say all these things, but I think there's better examples of other movies doing the same thing better. I think this being like the exemplary thing is not. Like literally, I
I'm
think
not saying
Co-host
it's the best version of it. I'm saying it does this thing.
it's the worst
well.
version of it. And I know you're
It's
just
the
because
worst
I hate the
version.
movie. Dazed and Confused, I think is the better way to look at this. I look at like compare the
Absolutely.
storytelling of this because we're talking about like, hey, nothing's going on and capturing the energy of a place. I fucking hate every person in that movie. I hate the town that it's in, I hate everything going on, and I'm still engaged because even though every character should be sort of similar because they're having a similar upbringing, similar part of town, similar everything, similar age. You know them all so deeply and so like you could understand every decision the character is making because
Yes.
Linklater knows how to build the world around them to support their character. I
And
don't
you're
think Ford does that here.
absolutely invested from Jump Street because there are 3 different characters that are considered your focal points that have instant conflicts established, that you understand what they are going through in the moment of the day of and what they want and what they don't want to happen to them. There is a conflict that matters, that they are the driving force of. You have the one who doesn't want to sign the pledge. You have the one that's being chased down by the bullies. And then you also have the graduating class. You have all the different people intersecting through and like are fully realized, fleshed out people. So I care that even if they're not doing anything, I'll watch them live day to day in this one day because I care about those people.
And I'll give it this. I think this movie starts really well. I really like its opening narration of and I think the way that it sort of like constructs the town is really engaging. It lives in that for an hour and nothing happens for an hour. An hour, it's like half your movie is fucking setup. I think that there's like again, there's not that
With no payoff.
There's not the seniors fucking peddling the incoming freshmen. There isn't that social pressure of I need to start making the life decisions. I'm graduating and leaving town soon. It is just sitting there with nothing going on, and here is how life works. And by the time you get to like the strike or you get to the mine collapsing, and kid going to school, so little has happened and so much time has passed. You have lost the point of engagement.
The strike happens 20 minutes into the movie, Spence.
Yes,
they
but
talk
that
about
is
it.
the point.
But
But the point that Spence is making is that is a more engaging conflict to have than what the rest of the movie's doing, and it abandons it so quickly without any real resolution that makes any sense. It just goes, "Oh, it's over now." That's sort of it.
It just doesn't.
That's what I was still like
No,
fully
no,
paying
no, no,
attention.
no,
It was not. It was resolved almost immediately. It was like 10
It was
minutes.
resolved
It
off
was a
screen,
2-hour
also,
movie.
by the way.
No. They don't say, "Oh, it's over now." They say, "Yes, the strike was resolved," but words. But all these people now understand that for many of them, there will never be work again for them here. So what happens after that? After all the sons lose their jobs, they leave. They leave to go find work in America because there is no work for them here and they can't make a living here anymore. They don't just say, "Oh, the strike's over and everything's back to normal." No, there are lasting
That's not what we
consequences.
said.
Throughout. That is pretty much what.
No. You're misunderstanding entirely what my point is. My point is that they resolve this conflict off screen and without any motivation for the character. It's completely taken out of the movie as this ultimately did not matter because these supporting characters that we don't care about yet are affected and removed from the film because of something that is happening off screen after a conflict was established on screen. We don't get any real resolution to it that is meaningful and impactful to the people that we're going to spend the rest of the movie with. And if this happened later in the movie, when we cared about the people that it does impact and then they're removed from, it would matter. But the issue is that it happened so early on. I don't care about the people that are being removed from the story because I don't care about them. And the impact of that to the family lasts about 10 minutes. And then the rest of the movie, it doesn't matter to them anymore. They're moving on to other things. It doesn't. That's the issue, is that it should be a major point of contention. That should be that's plot. There's actual plot there that they actively throw away because they're not interested in it. The resolution does not come within characters growing or learning anything or outsmarting it or figuring it out. Like, no one learns or does anything from that conflict to fix that conflict. It just sort of resolves itself off screen, and then it moves on, and we move on to other things. It's lazy, bad writing, is what I'm saying.
You know what does the workers' strike better than this movie? Come From Away. where
Yes.
it's the same fucking thing, where it's like, hey, it's not resolved, but we need to do something. That is a better contract. And literally at the end of the
Completely
show,
different situation.
they fucking
Completely
talk.
different, not at all.
Yes, it is a
comparable.
different
Yes,
situation,
The
but in terms
workers'
of
strike is done well and come from away. That is a completely different situation. That's where
but
they
in
have
terms of
to end the strike
structure of
because the margin-
storytelling, what you are arguing is, hey, it is not resolved, but we are taking a break from it. Then find a fucking way to communicate that better and have it be a more engaging form of storytelling. This is not. It is shit happens, and I love the conversation to have when they're trying to decide, like, oh, like what does it mean, and why are we doing this? And it goes nowhere, and is not resolved in an engaging way. It just fucking falls apart. How are we more heated about this than Gone with the Wind last week?
Yeah, that's nuts.
2 weeks.
Like,
ago.
that's insane. How is this the fucking controversial movie?
Because here's the thing, all of you seem to agree that there are things that are good about Gone with the Wind. While the screenplay is drastically flawed and a product of its time, there are elements of the film that are incredible, like the cinematography and the performances. And I don't understand why you're not seeing the same thing here.
Because there
where the
isn't that on
cinematography
this
is
one.
great.
There isn't
Because
one
it-
on this one.
Because there's no color, that's why. Black and white. If it was a color film, it would have been like up a star.
It's also just there is nothing technically to admire too much about this one. It's a very bland looking movie. That's the issue.
I
There's
think
really
John
nothing-
Ford does a really good job of directing this, but the story it just isn't there for me.
I just don't think that there's much in the way of this on a technical level to justify praising it. Like the way with Gone with the Wind, there's a lot of innovative stuff done on a technical level that is still really great for us to admire. There's nothing like that here. There's no great performance. There's no great characters. There's no great anything about this movie. It just kind of is to a point where there's nothing to admire. There's nothing. This should not have won Best Picture. Like, this should not have won Best Picture because there's nothing exemplary about the film that makes it the best of its year. I've seen 3 other movies from this class, and they are all better than this movie by a decent margin. And I don't love 2 of the movies that are up against it because I just don't think that, like, I just don't see the artistic merit in giving this the highest achievement in film as a film because it's a worthless film. It gives nothing to the art of film. It does nothing to move anything forward. It has nothing remarkable or memorable about it. There's nothing special about it, artistically, stylistically, story-wise, or iconoclastically even, about like characters or story or anything. It's a nothing film. And I can understand people when they go, oh, a movie doesn't have to have all that to win Best Picture. I would agree, but your movie still has to be good to win Best Picture to me. And I don't think this movie's good. I just don't think this movie has anything worth value to make it the best movie of 1941.
Maybe the
Or 2 or
single
whatever.
most influential movie of the 1940s to the culture of filmmaking lost to this. And that doesn't make this a worse movie, but in terms of like contrasting what the goal or what the purpose of a Best Picture Oscar is, and that's the whole point of the fucking show, is like, hey, let's talk about Best Picture. This movie adds nothing to the universe. It's not shining a light on some culture that we didn't understand very well. It's not telling an engaging story. It's not deepening our worldview. It's not elevating cinema. It is just fucking there, which most of the other Best Picture winners that we've seen have fallen into that realm.
You could understand every other Best Picture winner I've seen. I can understand in some way, most of them, how this won because of some element of the story, whether it's what it's about or something they did stylistically or artistically that I can understand. I can't understand like Cimarron or Cavalcade at all. Or the Broadway Melody. There are some where it's like I don't get it, but like this falls into the camp with those where I don't know what this offers to film to win this award. When like Gone with the Wind, I can understand, and like obviously you can't take it with you. It happened one night in Yellow Bounty. All great films where I completely understand why they won, but like this is just one where I don't. It's not a great movie. It's not the best movie. It offers nothing to film. I can't see how this won.
Okay, I here's the thing. I love You Can't Take It With You. I think that's a great film. What does that add to film that this doesn't?
You want me to be honest with you? Adds 13 characters that are better than everyone in this movie. It also has an entire ensemble cast of incredible characters and performances. It is from a director who fundamentally changed the way that we make movies. It is maybe the first modern movie to win Best Picture of what we credit as being modern filmmaking storytelling. It is a plot, a plot and a script that changed the way that movies are written. It is artistically and creatively from Capra's side.
How did it change? How
Hey,
movies
Jack,
are
think
written?
about every movie that won before it. Now think about You Can't Take It With You. When it comes to the plot, balancing characters, the ideas presented in You Can't Take It With You of capitalism and dreaming of life and the literal statement of You Can't Take It With You. All the things that this movie has, themes, ideas, messages, performances.
Anti-capitalist.
There's a lot to the way they made You Can't Take It With You that every movie made before does not have. As much, and like, while there are some that are similar. It Happened One Night in Mutiny on the Bounty are similar to that. Early versions of the modern film. You Can't Take It With You is the one that literally changed the Hollywood system, where the reason why original screenplay exists is because of the You Can't Take It With You changing the way that they fundamentally write movies. Like, it's no longer, someone comes up with a story and now someone, I mean, that one's a bad example because it's an adapted screenplay anyway, but like that, the way that they write movies changed because of Capra and You Can't Take It With You. And so, yeah, when you say, what did that offer? It literally changed studio filmmaking on a fundamental level. So that, checkmate. That one's a bad example.
Okay, fine. But I think to say that
I died with 80 pounds of raw copper, and I'm mad. Anyway,
listen, I'm sorry, but I will say, sure, yes, you're right about you can't take it with you. But the one thing I disagree with is to say that you said that all the characters in You Can't Take It With You are better.
yes,
True. That's not to say that these characters are bad characters. I think they're.
I would go so far as to
this
say
is
they are.
entirely subjective on my end and yours. That these characters are good characters versus these characters. Are
No.
bad
I don't think this is a subjective argument at all. I think you could actually make an objective argument about it, and I will. I think when it comes to characters, the best characters you have are people that you can easily define, whether it's through the performance or through their relationships with each other and in the world, that you can define who they are, what they want, and what is their personality. I can't accurately define or tell you a single character's personality or who they are or what they want. Not a one. Because even then, the main character kid, you could be like, oh, he wants to be a academic, but he doesn't want to be an academic because then he doesn't want to go to school. Like, that's the thing is, I can't gauge who any of these people are. Whereas in You Can't Take It With You, I can tell you every person's name, every person's desire, every person's talent, every person's livelihood. I know all of them. And that's because they're all more well-drawn characters than anyone in this movie. I don't think I can't even really tell. I can tell you Gwillem and Hugh, and even then, that's not how you say his name. That's it. And even then, I don't know anything else about them. I think they're objectively bad
Alex, you're
characters.
muted. All right, Alex is just talking for no reason then.
Alex, we can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
I got to watch 20 minutes of Ratatouille, and it was like great. It was so good. It was like really good.
It is really good.
I like Ratatouille. Anyone can cook, huh, guys? Huh, fam? Huh? Anyway, that was a long 20 minutes. I even let y'all go past a little bit just because I was like, let's see where this goes. It was a mistake. Let's do standout performers.
Pass.
Let me look up who was in this movie.
At least
I'm lost in the caves, by the way, Matthew. I'm gonna require help.
Oh my god, I can't say
Bro,
there
dig
is
up.
much of a standout performance.
I'll
none of the
go.
performances really stood out for me.
I'll be
I feel like
honest,
we
this
didn't
might
talk
be
about this at
last.
all. We did not talk about this at all. How about Maureen O'Hara? That sounds like a name that I might.
No,
know.
my standout performer is the guy who won the Oscar, and that's because he won the Oscar. Because
The guy that
I
won
can-
the. Can you be more specific? Because I don't.
I don't know, the dad, Gwillem, whatever the fuck his name is. He's
Donald
the only
Crisp?
one where I think I remember
Donald Crisp.
his Donald
Okay.
Crisp. I think I remember something about his like performance, I guess. I don't know.
He has a great.
I would put
shot on
everyone in this
Wikipedia.
dead. I would put everyone in this dead last on the stand-up performers because there's in the statement of standout performer, the word standout is not what I would use to describe anyone's performance in this film.
For stand-up performer, I want to nominate Matthew Chen's Greedent in Pokemon Unite. He fucking carried our teams in the 4 games we played.
Cool. I don't know. Where we put them?
Honestly, dead
Bring up the
last.
list. But
I'm sorry, Jack. This isn't like a spiteful thing.
Yeah.
At least we knew who Dick Dix was. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone in this fucking movie. They don't stand out.
That's not
Yeah.
his name. His name is.
It is Dick Dix. It is Dick Dix. We're calling him Dick
Dick
Dix.
Dix. Dick Dix.
Eat a Dick Dix. All right. Well, I'm lost and I don't have anything, so I'm gonna go burn.
Hey, how about that? That honestly, I think Bar made a joke, but I think we can honestly maybe agree. The
hell?
title for How Green Was My Valley has really gotten us some mileage. So I think I'm gonna nominate the title. How Green Was My Valley. I'm gonna nominate the title for standout.
And they do
performer.
say it
Because
in the
we have
film, so
gotten
it counts.
mileage,
Yeah.
weeks of entertainment. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna call for a show of hands. Who cares about Donald Crisp Raisin? Now, who cares about the title of How Green Was My Valley? You know what?
I don't
That's
wanna
enough.
fucking see-
That's enough, Jack.
Congrats.
That's enough.
To the title, I know what it says, and we're gonna.
I'll put Donald Crisp
matter. We're
last.
gonna-
I'm not putting the Valley.
No, I want the title. I don't care about.
I want the we want
Valley's
the title.
Fine.
Come on, Jack.
I want the title.
Don't dictator. Dictator.
The Valley was the character. Right?
Dictator. Tiger fucker. Tiger
Tiger
fucker.
fucker. Tiger fucker.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be a
Our-
nightmare.
Come on, Jack. Our fan
All right,
is
fine.
mad
Let's
at
just
you.
lazily go through the rest of these segments so we can be done with this week. What other podcasts?
Because Jack's
do we
being
have?
a little bitch.
Let's go back to Minecraft.
The racism one. Let's do that one then.
Is there racism? in
All
this movie?
right, Matthew, hit the song.
Asian.
Welcome to $1 Million Racist, the podcast of the podcast where we rank every Best Picture winner based on how racist they in fact are. Currently at number 1, I don't remember. Great View.
Blackface. Number 1 is Blackface.
Yeah, only movie so far to win Best Picture with Blackface. How racist
So
is
far.
How Green Was My Valley?
I,
And why is
here's
it
the
number
thing.
1?
It's probably racist, but there's no black
Yeah.
people in it, so it's like
Mhm.
It's not really racist. It's a little
Not
xenophobic, but it's not racist.
Ooh,
is it because of the Irish?
Yeah. I'm a little bit.
The
Well,
accents are a little bit
Here,
racist.
I will put it.
They are
above
they
It
are
Happened
they
One
are
Night.
very nationalist accents.
I'll put it at Happen One Night below Rebecca because I believe rich white people are just naturally racist.
I
and
would
then-
say it's more. I would say it's. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe Rebecca is more racist.
That's
Yeah. Anyone else above Happen One Night below Rebecca?
I'll give you that one.
I'll go with that.
Yes, 3.
Okay
Let's
with that,
go.
I mean,
Democracy. While Jack is actively suicidal. Yeah, you got it.
What else we got? There's no Nazis in this. As much
No.
as I'd love to rank it on killing Nazis.
We haven't gone over our individual ratings.
Oh yeah, we should do that to make Jack even more sad.
Yeah, let's.
I'll be honest,
let's-
mine haven't been updated in several weeks.
1 second. Hey, Jack.
Okay, actually, hold on. Alex, I have a new podcast, a little podcast to submit to the group.
Ah,
God damn
shit.
it.
Bar, no.
All right. So, Alex, hit the song.
Bar, what have you done?
Welcome to Who's the Bigger Bitch, the podcast within a podcast where we ask the question, who is the bigger bitch? Anyone in How Gay Was My Valley or How Green Was My Valley or Wayne Gretzky. I think Wayne Gretzky is a bigger bitch than everyone in the movie How Green Was My Valley. I think that's the thing we got to do. Number 1, Wayne Gretzky.
Anyone who played these people are working their ass off for a living. Miners, teachers, the other kind of miners.
You know,
It's hard, my dude.
Bar,
You
you're
know,
a
rich
mastermind and I love
player.
you. Bar, that was excellent.
you know.
I want it made clear that was Bar's idea. That was when he
That
messaged
kid-
me.
No, Bar makes a good point. That kid ate that ass whooping. He got beat
Yeah,
up,
he
but he
did.
ate it himself.
Nobody ate that ass, Alex. He ate that ass.
Yeah. And then the teacher also got beat up, but you know what? The teacher got beat up himself.
Being a teacher,
Yeah.
dude.
Little
It's hard.
bitch.
Then the little kid
You
learned how to
little
fight, and
bitch.
he tried fighting his bully. I respect that. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Gretzky taking it all on this one.
Yeah, Gretzky is the bigger bitch. There we go. So now we rank that. Our current ranking for bigger bitch is currently Wayne Gretzky
Number
1.
one.
Everyone in How Grew Is My Valley 2. Let's move on to the next
Jack still
podcast than a
here?
podcast.
It's Jack's backstage.
Hang on, because I
No, I
have-
think he actually left.
I have access. It'll be fine. Hang on.
Okay. So because he left, he doesn't get a vote now, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh no, he doesn't.
You
what I
guys
don't
have access. Do we have access to the the letterbox?
I might. Hang on.
Okay, good.
Oh shit, there's two of them.
Oh my god, there's two of them.
There's
Fucking.
This is getting out of hand.
All right, you fucking freaks. Let's see. Because
Oh my
Oh,
god.
the way he raped Jack isn't the movie.
You know what? I'll be
It's
honest with you. Was that a little bit too far? Probably.
No.
Was it goated? Absolutely.
all right. What other? Because what other things do we have to do? Like, what other things?
Just
Our
the
personal
ratings and
our
the
ratings.
Yeah.
And then Jack needs to play the clip from wherever he is.
In some reality of which he's not joining us anymore.
I mean, I have access to the thing, but like,
Mm.
I mean, well, okay, I don't have access to the Letterboxd account, so that's
So-
unfortunate. So we're gonna
Remove
have
the
to
ratings.
we're gonna have to like go back in time later to do all the other freaking things. But you know what we can do? Probably.
Play the
Maybe.
clip.
Ratings.
Play the clip.
Ratings.
Yeah.
We're not doing
did it.
ratings first? Okay.
Well, we'll do that later.
We'll wait for Jack to come back if he
He's
doesn't
not
find a
coming
bottle of
back.
vodka.
We may have actually done, we may have done serious permanent damage. So who watched the movie? Who watched more?
I
movies?
watched
Who's
3
there
movies.
first. Should we
Okay,
go
then
from
we'll
worst
do.
to best?
Yeah,
watched-
y'all do that.
Starting with the Maltese Falcon.
Sure.
Great movie. Great fucking
Maltese
movie.
Falcon is mid, 3 stars. I think it's fine. I like parts of it a lot, but I think the plot ultimately loses me at times. I think it's a little too convoluted, but I don't think it's bad by any means. I think it's fine. I kind of like it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
I think it's pretty solid.
Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I think it's just, it's a fun noir with some. I think Humphrey Bogart, he's really good. There's some really good performances. I always like to see Peter Lorre show up in things, and I think he's great. I don't love this as much. I give it 3 stars as well. I think but it's a good movie. I have fun.
Cool. We're probably gonna have to do the list at some other point because I don't have access to the thing.
No, just yell at Jack and tell him to come back. Be a professional.
I'll be honest. I think he's actually gone. I don't see him backstage.
I need.
So he's not here. So I 3
Hold on,
stars.
I'm yelling at him. Hold on, I'm yelling at him.
Here, what to go with the SpongeBob of that of the extra credit clip. Is this gonna play?
Gary, now I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone.
This is actually a very good
Gary,
song.
I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to run away and leave me feeling this empty.
Doesn't get taken down.
You're meow right
This is,
now,
I think Jack would be okay with that. All right, stop playing the song.
Spence, what are your thoughts on the Maltese Falcon?
I really liked it. I actually saw this in the theater. Granted, it's been like I think I was like 16 when I saw it, but still, I really liked it. I remember actually I read other way around. After I watched this, I actually read a radio play of it, and it was fucking great. I think I really love like this kind of mystery, and it's one I find a hard time like connecting to in like modern movies, but like in the 40s, like neo noir. Oh, it's so much fun. I would put it pretty high, but having seen very few extra credit movies, I do not know if I have an opinion on the matter. From allowed.
I think the pacing is really tight. I think it does a good job of pacing.
So, question: does anyone, but out of curiosity, have access to the Gmail account for this? Because
Alex does. He can end the stream.
okay, no, that too. But what I was saying is, I was like, let's see if we can reset the password for the box, just so we can get it, so we can edit lists.
Listen, even if I remember how to get in, which I very don't, what we're not gonna do.
I think
We're
we
not
just
gonna make
bring
a
up a
mess.
list and not be able to edit it. At least we can take a look at it and see where we want to put it.
Sure.
Yeah, someone pull up the lists on there.
Andrew Barr loved the bit, and that's the important part.
It's our number one fan.
As our
so
number one fan,
Yeah.
created
He's
the bit, and I
brought
was
down the
putting it out.
show.
Andrew
Show's
Barr,
like
who is
done.
hey, so we need a fifth host. Barr. When
No,
do
can
you
we
have
just
your milk and cookies before
can't we
bed?
just
'Cause
be
I think
No,
we
we're
have-
not abandoning this.
Can't
We're
we-
this far in, Alex.
We haven't even
We
got
still have-
we
We're
haven't got
this
ratings
far
yet.
in. We're in the 40s. We can give up
Yeah.
and be like,
No.
we can't.
we did
No.
we did 20 something weeks
If
of
we
this
did, like, the
show
first
or
two,
whatever.
It's
Like, we're done.
14.
I have
did almost
committed
20
14 weeks of my life to this. We're going all the way now.
What does that mean that you have to commit to like the next 80? You don't have to. You don't. It doesn't.
Yes, I
you don't
do.
have to.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
We knew what we signed up for.
We signed up for this.
Okay, so what's the
Let's
next
share this
extra
screen.
credit?
Well, we have the extra credit. I watched Citizen Kane. I think everyone
No,
watches.
say that
I
one last.
rewatched
What's the third one you watched?
It's the only one.
Sure.
That
Then
so
I
save that
watched.
one
I
for
watched Suspicion.
Okay.
I did too.
Awesome. So here's where our extra credits currently stand. I liked Suspicion a lot, actually. I actually think I don't know if I like it more or less than Foreign Correspondent. They're pretty close. I definitely like it more than Rebecca. So I also will just say this right now: Suspicion should have won Best Picture this year. Of the four movies I've seen, it is pretty definitively, I think, the best movie I saw. Joan Fontaine won Best Actress for this, and she deserves it. She's incredible.
She's great. She's incredible. Yeah.
Gary Cooper, not nominated for this movie, but was nominated this year. Or not Gary Cooper, Cary Grant.
What Cary Grant
And Cary Grant is
Gary
terrific.
Cooper.
He's terrific.
does. He's very
Um,
charming, but like we're still suspicious of his.
Oh, Jack's
character.
coming back. Jack's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the. I mean, yeah. I can. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
he
didn't
said
see.
stall for 5 minutes. He'll be back in 5.
No,
All
we're.
right,
I mean,
stalled
yeah.
for
We
Jack.
still have. We still have we have like one final large debate that I think we can do. It's like.
But yeah, no, I think that Suspicion's actually really like solid. Like it's a really I don't know if anyone has seen it. Like Matthew's seen it, but like
No.
it's like a good slow burn. Like a really good slow burn psychological thriller
Yeah.
in a way that like Rebecca wants to be but isn't. Where it's just like you don't know if Cary Grant's a bad person or not for like the whole movie, and you are like totally on Joan Fontaine's side where you're like, don't really know, dude. I honestly can't gauge. And that's because Cary Grant should have been nominated and like is like phenomenal. Honestly, would probably be my winner if he'd been nominated because like he's better than Orson Welles
Yeah.
and he's better than Roddy McDowell and everyone in How Green's My Valley, and he's better than Humphrey Bogart in Multi-Something. So I would definitely say that Cary Grant would be my best actor winner for Suspicion had he been nominated. Joan Fontaine's definitely a
He's
deserving
definitely
winner.
the winner.
Yeah, she's definitely my winner also. She makes my top 10 best actress winners of all time, currently at number 10.
Ooh.
So I think she's terrific. But yeah,
Yeah.
best Hitchcock movie of the 40s potentially. Close.
I think the build up like was really well crafted. Like Hitchcock just knows how to build suspense. Like the atmosphere is incredible. I was really disappointed by the ending though. and that's the reason why I
Oh, that's
don't
fair.
like it as much.
No, the ending is the reason why I think I go Foreign Correspondent over it. But me personally, I would put
Mhm.
Suspicion below State Fair, but above Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. But again, we have our ranking all wrong. So at this rate, I would put it above. We really fucked up these rankings. Wow. I'd put it at number 10 above The Grapes of Wrath. That's probably where I would settle for right now.
I would put it under Shanghai Express, but that's purse.
Oh, wow.
Just because I've seen Shanghai
Oh, wow.
Express, I like it more. But it's
I
because
mean, I'll
of the rankings
default.
are so
I'll
good.
default to you. Like our rankings. Are
I
all
like it
fucked.
more.
Like, for
I
me,
like
it's my
Suspicion
number
more
10.
than Lady for a Day, but I like it less than Shanghai Express. I definitely would put it.
I
under
like it
Shanghai.
more than Lady for a Day, so I would put it above Lady for a Day. That's up to you.
Compromise. It goes above Sunrise.
I think
we
above
both
Lady for a
wanted
Day.
above Lady for a Day. What are you talking about?
Compromise above Sunrise. I don't know. I wasn't listening. I just.
I mean, I'll default finally to wherever Matthew wants to put it. Like if we
Okay,
want to
I'm
put it
good
below
with
Shanghai
putting it
Express.
above Lady for a Day. Let's.
All right. We're putting it under Little Women, above Lady for a Day. That's officially where Suspicion lands on this list. Jack is back. Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry if that bit actually pissed you off. It was our one.
We're not
Patreon
making this
subscriber.
a regular segment on the show.
Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not. Don't worry, it's not.
I'm just telling
But
you that.
that-
now.
Patreon. Our one Patreon subscriber, Andrew J's Bar, suggested it, and I could not do it. But yeah. Anyway,
We're
we
talking about
voted
Suspicion.
Yeah, we're talking about Suspicion. You should bring up the letterbox since you can edit it. But we're putting Suspicion below Little Women, above Lady for a Day.
Okay.
It's the first one we have a ranking for.
Okay. Where's
We also need to go back and do the Maltese Falcon because
Yeah, and then we'll
we
go back.
we gave that one 3 stars and we were like, all right, that's probably good.
Well, yeah. Well, we have to. Yeah, we should go back and rank them.
I really like. I gave it. I think 4 or 4.5.
Ooh, drama.
I gave it 3 stars. I think the Maltese Falcon is fine.
I'm with Jack.
Yeah, like I'm also there.
Severely underwhelmed
let's
by
rank-
the movie I got.
Okay, let's rank Maltese Falcon first then. I would put
Honestly,
Maltese
I like it less
Falcon.
than I like The Informer.
Oh wow, I
I
would
like
put
The
it
Informer
higher than
more,
that.
but
I'd put
I
it
like
higher than
it.
that.
I would
But-
put it quite high above
I'd
Mr.
put
Deeds
higher.
Goes to
Maltese Falcon
Town,
higher.
actually.
Oh no, I won't support Spence. I would put it as high as Can we go higher than the champ? Sorry.
Yeah. Go higher.
I would put it above the Divorcee, below Stagecoach. That's where I would put it. Below Stagecoach.
Okay.
Personally.
I would put
I
above
don't wanna-
Stagecoach at least.
I mean, I don't care personally. Yeah, I'll go above Stagecoach if that's what we want.
Yeah,
All right, let's
Okay.
put one above Stagecoach, and we'll call it at 30.
I think that's a fair.
And then we got to put in
This below
Suspicion.
Shaders would have killed someone.
Suspicion. Yes. And that one we already settled on, below Little Women, above Lady for a Day.
But Jack has seen it, so he can.
If you
What
want to
is
put
it?
an input on that, you can. We can sway us.
Where is Little Women? Oh my goodness, that is high.
Yeah, we put it right
I-
there because I like it. To give you my full thoughts there, Jack. I really dug Suspicion. I would put it as his second best of the decade so far. Well, counting Rope would be his third best of the decade. I like it more than Rebecca. I like it less than Foreign Correspondent. I put it right above there.
There's only one Hitchcock movie that I like less than this, and it's Frenzy. And this is, I think the ending
Wow.
of this film actively ruins everything that came before it. I think.
Oh, I
it's
disagree.
not
I don't
good.
think.
think it's
that-
not-
I was disappointed by the ending, but I don't think it ruins the rest of the movie because
Yeah.
it's just so well.
I'll put it
crafted.
here just because you all have agreed on it, but I do not like this movie at all.
Wow.
I think Joan Fontaine is very good and Cary Grant is good in his role, but I dislike.
Oh, like
that.
Cary Grant. Cary Grant would be my best actor winner this year. I think he's genuinely incredible.
You know
It's
who should
between
have won
him and
Best
Wells.
Actor?
It's tough.
Not Orson Welles.
Orson Welles should have won every fucking Oscar.
No, he didn't
Citizen
deserve any of
Kane
them.
is 5. Are we moving on to this?
Yeah, let's
we're
talk
doing
about it.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen
All right,
Kane
Jack, this is where we get to team up on Spence.
is a movie with literally a singular flaw, and it is a single edit. This is maybe
No.
one of the greatest films ever created. It is the fucking blueprint for modern cinema, and it is near perfection. It would be my number 2 on this whole list.
We agree that there's a
Citizen
singular
Kane
flaw, but
is
it's not that.
Citizen Kane is fine. It has many flaws. Namely, Orson Welles is a bad director and a bad writer and a bad actor.
Yeah.
Orson Welles has had one good performance, and that is in The Third Man. And he's
Yes.
quite
Oh
great
my
in
God,
that.
he's great.
Quite great in The Third Man. That's the only time I've ever seen Orson Welles and went, man, he can act. I don't think he's
Don't
good in
forget
this.
about
I
his
don't.
voice performance in Transformers the movie.
We talked about this, Jack. I haven't seen that film. But I would probably bet that it is better than his performance as Citizen Kane. This movie is very overrated. It is okay. It is very poorly plotted, very poorly edited. It's a mess. There's some good elements. I think on the whole, I would say it's fine. I think the movie that David Fincher made about the making of this movie is significantly better than it. I don't even like Mank that much, but I would say Mank is so much better than Citizen Kane because I think Gary Oldman's just a better actor to focus your movie around. But yeah, Bart, The Third Man is a significantly better movie than Citizen Kane in every conceivable way. Better written, better directed, better shot, better acted, better Orson Welles performance. I'll back. Bar and I will back each other up on that.
I think the
The
Third
Third
Man
Man
is
is
better.
better
Get a
than Citizen
vote?
Kane.
The Third Man is
No, he
better.
doesn't.
Fucker
Let's say Bar in the
number
chat.
one
Show.
No.
Bar in the chat.
Brought it down.
Fucker number one fan.
But no, I would
And
put
this
Citizen Kane
parasocial
towards the
bullshit.
bottom. I would go opposite direction. I put Citizen Kane towards the bottom of this list. I think it's worse than a lot of the films we've watched for this segment. I don't think it makes it the top 15 at all. I think.
Well,
yeah,
let's see about that because I think Spence and I are ready to shoot this one a bit higher than that.
Matthew.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you have to contend
Okay.
with Coho, me, and Matthew. Hopefully,
I don't know how
Okay,
Matthew
wait,
feels
here.
about this. We don't know how Matthew
is
feels about this.
good. I think
Matthew,
this
are
movie
you ready?
is good. I'll say
Yeah, that's what I'm
that.
saying.
I think that there have been movies that have taken what Citizen Kane has done and done it better since then. I think
Significantly.
Citizen Kane is a good movie. I think it gets way more praise than it deserves just because it did something earlier than a lot of other movies. Doesn't make it good or doesn't make it the greatest movie of all time.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
think
but
it's a good movie, a solid 4 stars. I wanted to rewatch it before this, but I didn't have the time. However, I will rewatch it this week, hopefully. But as of right now, I think it is a good movie that doesn't deserve to have the title of greatest movie of all time. I think it's good.
So Jack, I wanted to point out because when you were talking about how Green Was My Valley, didn't you say that like Ford's storytelling and direction like influenced a lot of movies in the future, and that's what made it really good?
That is
I
not
never
something
said
Jack
that.
said at all.
That is in no way, shape, or
Oh,
form.
Jack did
fair.
not say that at all.
I might be what co-host bit earlier. Anyways,
No, I was
here's-
talking about you can't take it with you being a
Right.
significant
Okay.
change.
Yeah.
Right. Here's my thing though. I think I'm not saying that Citizen Kane is a better movie than everything ever because it did it first. I'm saying that because it sort of pioneered and created this form of storytelling, I think it should at least be respected more. I understand it not being entertaining or engaging. I disagree, but I understand that perspective. I still think it deserves the respect of literally changing the way movies are made and stories are told in cinema. And that's why I think it should
At
be
that rate, we should
higher
be,
than it
at
should
that
be.
rate. At that rate, put Metropolis, The General, every silent film by
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin at number 1 because they're better than every other film.
Metropolis
Rich
and The
makes
General
universe.
and fucking and Modern Times
Just,
City Lights
just to be
should
clear,
be
where did
higher.
we land on The Great Dictator? I can't remember.
That's top 5 because
That's
that
not
movie's
the top.
actually an
That
incredibly
is
made
at the
film.
top.
That's like a great movie.
I'm just trying to remember. Is all.
It's
Here's-
number 3 because The
that
Great
is
Dictator
where
is an
exactly
incredible
where I
movie.
place it.
So would be okay. So I want to
we're
offer.
at least because I know I gave it 4.5 star. Jack said it's at least 4. Spence,
I
give
want
it
to. I
3.
want to. I want to offer. Let's put it around like 15.
I would put it at 44.
we're at least going
No,
up. We're at least
why?
going all the way up.
Okay.
I am
Yeah, no,
fine with having
I-
it as high as.
I will not allow The Thin Man to be lower than Citizen Kane.
I,
That
I
is
want-
not-
We didn't
I
like
want
The
it
Thin
above-
Man.
I
want
did
it
like The
above
Thin Man.
Philadelphia Story.
We did not love the Thin Man.
I think Pity 4
I liked
was
it. Oh,
not
no.
as
The
good,
Philadelphia
and I
Story
think
is
Cleopatra
significantly
better.
better than
I
Citizen
think it
Kane.
is.
And if it goes above the Philadelphia Story, I will fire Spence from the show. That is not
You
something
can't.
that will happen.
You have no power.
I do. Watch me. I'll fire you out of a cannon if I have to. That's not going higher. I would
think
say
it
20.
goes between
Right now,
these
I vote
two.
for 20.
I'm
Okay,
fine with
okay,
that.
here.
I'll second that.
Matthew,
I
20?
want to look at what's above 20. I think putting it there for now is fine. I want to see if I can
Go
get it
up a little
higher.
bit. I just want to see what movies are above.
Yeah.
Because I think Citizen Kane is a good movie, but it's more of something that I respect than I actually love. Because I think it is incredibly, I like you've talked about how it kind of pioneers a lot of future films. It does, it does that, but I don't love the story quite as much. I think Orson Welles is good. I think Orson Welles is good. The rest of the characters not necessarily, but yeah.
Yeah, Matt,
I
let's
think
just
it's a
put it
good-
at 20, and then whatever movie you want, I will vote wherever you want it next week. Like, I don't care. Like, as long as we leave it at 20, I'll give you a vote for whatever you want.
Okay,
I
I'm okay
want
with
it
that.
above
Deal!
Sunrise.
Done! It's done!
No,
Jack
I
and
want it
Matthew
above
are in!
Sunrise.
It's done! It's 20!
Yep.
It's over!
Jack.
Nope,
15.
it's at 20.
15.
Yeah, baby! Suck it, Spence! You fucking suck!
I would not go to 15. The highest I would go is actually 18, but I would
You
not.
know what? No,
I think
I'll
13.
go 18.
No.
I'll go 18.
It's locked. It's done.
Alex,
It's locked.
18.
It's done.
Alex,
It's locked.
18.
It's done.
Alex,
It's
18.
locked.
It was
Done.
locked
Majority.
already.
It's locked.
No,
It's
No,
done.
and,
No.
and move on.
Hey,
Alex.
Hey, no,
Alex.
Spence. We have set a precedent. Alex himself has set the precedent that when it's locked, it's done. Because
We never said
Alex have
lock.
done
This
this
isn't
4
fucking deal or no
times.
deal. There was no button to press.
Spence, you are the button to press. Go fuck yourself. It's over.
Can't
To,
turn
to
on
be
that
clear,
easily,
I
go
don't
on.
remember.
I don't
the
want you turned
precedent
on. I want you
being
turned
set.
off.
I don't remember the
I want you
precedent being set.
shut up.
I will say that I don't like this at all. But you know what? I heard 3, and that's fine. I heard lock, and that's whatever. I guess that's a
Done.
new
We're
precedent.
done with
going
extra
forward.
credit this week.
Yeah, great.
All right. Now we gotta talk about what the reviews we have for the movie. Is that what we have left?
Yeah, we have to get through this final little band-aid.
Yeah. Okay.
We got to do
I
final.
don't
We
have
got to do
any,
final
like,
scores.
fun facts because
Um,
this wasn't a fun movie.
This is
so.
gonna hurt. Koho, what did you give How Green Is My Valley?
I gave it a star and a half.
Okay, great.
I-
Spence, what did you
yeah.
give?
I just don't like it.
Star and a half.
Matthew, what did you give? Yeah.
I gave it 2 stars. I think because of John Ford's direction and just how it the filmmaking of it all, I bump it up to 2. You guys have already said everything else. I don't think I need to expand much on the story.
Yeah,
and,
y'all two specifically got 20 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
done with y'all. I also gave it 2 stars. It's Jack. What did you give?
I give it
Yeah.
4.5.
What is the
Here's the
average
thing.
rating
I watched
for?
it with y'all. That was miserable experience. I didn't catch absolutely everything that time because I too was a little distracted, I will say. However, I made an effort to make time for myself and rewatch it so I could give my honest opinion on it, and I have. Earlier in the show, I said my piece about it. I gave it 4.5. I know it's not going to rank high because our actual average rating for this is 2.3 out of 5, which is an absolute travesty.
Where's it ranking on the?
I took the time to watch it again because I knew I wasn't paying attention during the group watch, and then rating still.
Matthew, you are a better man than I am. Both better and a man.
I was gonna say it's because one of those things you are not.
It's only a Pride Month. I can misgender myself. Fuck the gays.
Wow.
Whoa!
Moving on
Whoa.
from that,
Whoa!
All right. This is the part of the show where friendships die.
Oh no! I don't like that.
can you please just agree to put it here and be done with
That's
it?
where I put it.
Sure.
That's where I.
That's
Yeah,
3.
that's
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Locked.
That's genuinely where I was gonna put it.
How Green Was My Valley somehow takes number 10 spot, baby. With a combined total score of 2 and 3. Wings.
2.3.
Y'all, Wings. We're getting mileage out of Wings. I'm proud of Wings.
We are getting
mileage
mileage out of
Wings sucks. I might put this above Wings actually, if I think about it.
I no.
I
Ah,
hate
wouldn't.
Wings.
I wouldn't. So anyway, thanks for everybody for coming out to this excruciating long episode of Picture This. Next week, Mrs. Miniver, whatever that's about, and then after that, Casablanca, whatever that's about, and then maybe
I'm
after
so
that,
excited.
Going My Way. Things that some of
The
us
fact
are
that
not
Goho
used
has
to.
not fucking seen Casablanca.
I've
I'm
also
so
that's right.
excited to watch Casablanca.
All right, so for everyone here at Picture This, always remember, life is torture and don't drink.
That's no, wait, no. Not promoting that.
Did you say don't drink?
Yeah.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Also,
Don't
Orson Welles
drink.
was fantastic.